Welcome back to the Halftime Show on the PAC Sports Network, and we're joined now at the half by Bethany women's basketball coach Brian Sansom. Our interview today a little different than what we normally have for you, but we're talking with Coach Sansom via phone line as he and his wife Erica have just recently celebrated the birth of their son Lucan. Coach, congratulations, and tell us how everyone's doing.
Everyone's doing great. Yeah, a little unexpected, but hey, it's Lucan's world, and we just live in it. So. But my wife is healthy and he's healthy.
Your newborn baby's name is Lucan, which is an Irish name. Tell us what that means.
Yeah, Lucan, it's to shine or light or to shine. And it's a republic in Ireland. And it was something. I'm Irish, and when his birthday, his original date was March 17th. So kind of coincidental, he was going to be an Irish baby anyways. So we just, kind of just found it and really sat on it and loved it. And, his middle name's Scott, and we just kind of liked how Luke and Scott Sansom kind of ran. And so we just kind of went with it.
Now, this is an example of what has really been a whirlwind season for you and your Bethany women's basketball team. Going back to the beginning of the year, a head-on car crash for 4 of your players on the day of your first scrimmage back in November. Miraculously, all of your players got out with only minor scrapes and bruises. What were your emotions on that day, and how has that crash helped pull the team together?
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy experience, because on top of that, we actually had, something with the pregnancy go on during that same time. Actually, that same day, we were here in Pittsburgh for a high-risk appointment. And so I had to go back to Bethany, obviously, for a scrimmage. And then when I got back into town for that, as my wife and mother stayed here in Pittsburgh, we had that happen. So, yeah, that was a very interesting day. And the emotions, you're just like, what next? But it was something that you're always going to remember. But the support that we had from the players and the other teammates that were there and our administration and people that were on campus was unbelievable to kind of help why I couldn't quite be there yet, because I wasn't down at Bethany when this happened. Again, I was coming back from Pittsburgh still. So, but definitely, threw a wrench in for what you're trying to do at the beginning of the season when you have a young team and you're trying to develop things. We had to, we missed some practice time with players, and we had to take a few days off just to regain our mental health. And it was a whirlwind of a situation, because we had one team cancel a scrimmage with us, and then we pretty much didn't have a scrimmage, necessarily with our second one based on the accident. So, it really threw a wrench in the start of our season. But it really did bring us close together. They were a close group to begin with, but it really, really kind of solidified the relationships that we have as a staff with our players and the players with the staff. And it's been really fun to see the growth of the team since then as people and as student athletes.
And on the court, as you talked about, there were no scrimmages as a result of that crash. And tough, obviously, to work out the kinks with a young team at the beginning of the season. Now just past the midway point in the year, do you feel the team starting to find itself and come together?
Yeah, we've had some injuries throughout the way. We're playing without our starting point guard for the year, and we're playing without our backup point guard for the year, both out. So we've had to move, obviously Allison Kuhn's been over that spot, and it's taken some time for us to adapt to kind of adjusting how we were going to do some things this year. So, but I feel, we've played better. Our record might not show it. Some of the losses that we've had might not show it, but the growth that we've had and things that we're able to do now in games where we maybe probably would have lost games by a lot. We're now competing in games deep into third and fourth quarter. So, seeing a lot of things, start to come along. We had a tough 1-point loss to Waynesburg, and then we had a nice win against Geneva, but we've been playing well. So I'm excited to see how the second half is going to go here.
Our PAC Sports Network halftime interview. We're talking with Bethany women's basketball coach Brian Sansom as we record this interview via phone line. Coach, for this Grove City game today, Bethany visiting Grove City, you're obviously not going to be with the team today. What's the plan as a coaching staff and, your thoughts on today's opponent and the game ahead?
Well, we're going to keep everything this week. This week everything went as it planned, and Coach Fenimore, my assistant coach, who's a great up and coming young coach, and it's a great opportunity for her to show what she's able to do, kind of not really on her own, but we'll probably have either our assistant athletic director Mike Worrell or our athletic director Steve Thompson will be on the bench with her, both former college coaches. So we try to keep everything normal. I try, with me being away, just not be a distraction, but, just continue to carry on what we've been trying to do and get better at. Obviously, Grove City's a very good team, and we struggled against them very much so the first time, but I think we've adjusted some things, and we're hopefully going to go out and execute our game plan. And again, you can't win the PAC title today. You can't lose the PAC title today. But what we can do is start working towards, getting better so we can make a run at it, here in the next couple weeks.
It's Bethany head coach Brian Sansom. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time, especially during this very busy week. We appreciate it, and good luck to you and the team the rest of the way.
Thank you. Really appreciate you having us.
We'll have more coming up in a moment here on the PAC Sports Network.